welcome to the summer campaign. Welcome, Will.
Thank you, Jack.
We need to address the elephant in the room. Our English summer has been and gone, it would seem. We've had the hot weather, so the advice we're going to give, I guess, is for anywhere that's hot at any time. If it does get hot later on in the summer, July's not looking that great, but maybe August, maybe September, who knows? But it's still relevant. So we're just going to crack on, regardless of the great British summertime. I was going to say, if there's any weird noises off, that's the dog walking around or the cat walking around with a bell on. It's a bit of a zoo in here. So yes, Will, we've done the summer campaign for a good number of years now. And it's always really important because we're very passionate about telling the people at home that it's always dangerous to be homeless.
Yeah, and just because if it is sunny where you are and it might be sunny where we are, that doesn't make it, as you often say, Jack, like camping. It's nothing like that. So all the details we're going to talk about is relevant to wherever you are on pretty much on planet Earth, but particularly relevant if you're in the environments of Stafford, which is where we're based.
So it's well known, and every year homeless charities get an influx of support in the winter period because everybody feels uncomfortable in the cold, apart from Wim Hof. We want to remind everybody the dangers of the heat and the summer period, if we ever get one in this country. If people have watched these videos for a long time, they'll know about SWEP, which stands for
Serious Weather Emergency Protocol.
Severe
Weather Emergency Protocol,
And that can be enacted because of cold temperatures, it can be enacted because of flooding, it can be enacted because of wind, it can also be enacted because of extreme heat.
So it's severe weather as in whatever that weather configuration might be.
Extreme heat and cold is something that individuals tend to get quite pedantic about. You'll often see people walking around going, oh, it's so hot. People are like, oh, it's not hot. I went to Morocco one time and it was this. Heat is relative. If somebody's struggling, they're struggling, end of. So what we'll be looking at over these videos, Will, is why it's dangerous for homeless people in the heat, how homeless individuals can cope with that or make it better on themselves, reduce that danger, I guess, how we as a caring public, concerned citizens, if you will, can help, and also help the concerned citizens watching this, the information that they can impart if they see somebody or if they're chatting to people in a room.
There's another aspect in the midst of this, and that's the health condition of a lot of individuals. So they are more impacted by cold or heat because of their ill health, and that could be a whole lot of things. It's not just addictions. It's about immune systems and just generally the physiology is impacted by the weather in a way that wouldn't characteristically be the effect that we would experience. And quite often you can't see that. You can see the manifestation of it, but you can't quite see people getting on that journey. And we're going to talk about that a little bit because we've got a little bit of extra knowledge. We're having some training around that, and I do think it's something that's it's slightly newer to talk about. There's a nuance in there that I think is really important. And of course, the other big one is mental health, which again, nobody has a bandage saying I'm lonely or I'm feeling depressed and so forth, and mental health is playing a massive part in homelessness at the moment, which we're going to talk about as well.
So we've talked a lot about homelessness like we do in the winter campaign. It's not just people who are homeless who are at risk. So we will address that as well, because as a country we're quite good at keeping ourselves warm, terrible at cooling ourselves down.
The other thing that's really important, I think, is we've always talked about people getting a knowledge, an awareness of where the support is, and I think it's more important than ever that we all take that responsibility on and that we know the places we're going to go, and we're going to talk about those. They'll be across the whole of the UK. So if we talk specifically about one department in housing options, for example, there'll be a housing options where you are, and so I think what we're saying, it's really important to be aware, be alert to what that is, because you will come across the situation where you're going to need those agencies. And it just, I suppose it's reaching out and caring in a way that people feel you are genuinely there to support them, and I think that's really important. That tone of voice that we're going to talk about, that inclusion. People are very vulnerable at the point of contact, and what they need is reassurance, somebody who knows what they're doing, or certainly has the capacity to share a positive experience with them, rather than actually worrying them more by engaging with them. And I hope that makes sense, but we'll talk about that a little bit more.
So we've not given out much advice there, Will, but we will be over the summer campaign video. So join us week on week as we go through the advice and what we've spoken about. Because if it does get warm where you are or where we are, knowledge can save lives, literally. So do tune in. Thank you very much, Will, for
good to be part of a trailing video.
Yeah, we're not usually this organised. Great. Thank you very much for watching. As always, these videos aren't Stafford specific, so please do like and share these videos, get the knowledge out as wide as possible. Probably not this one because we haven't really said anything, but the ones to follow, definitely like and share those. But until next time, we shall say goodbye. Goodbye. But we hope you can watch these summer camp we hope you can watch these summer camp videos. My life. That was a load of nonsense. What was I going to say? I'll do that again.